Here's how you print out my patterns. Usually I have the pattern and the instructions separate. So to print out your patterns, you're just gonna open the pattern file, and then it's going to have the cut list. I normally wouldn't show this, but there's so many shape pieces here, it's okay. And then there's the labels, so you can keep track of what pieces go where, and then there's like the main pieces. So you're gonna open it up on Acrobat. I like using Acrobat because I feel like it prints more accurately. And then you are going to click on print, and you want to print either all of the pages if you want the cut list and the labels, or you can just pick the pages that you want. For this pattern, it is 54 pages. I know that's a lot, but there are some pages that you don't really need. So let me go down. So we're gonna find the pages that you wouldn't need, and you can just use a ruler to cut those out. And you know like what the measurements are because they're on the cut list. So let's see. The straight edges start on page 38, it says it right here. So I'm only going to print the first 38 pages. I like printing out this whole thing because you can check off the pieces that you've already cut. And it also includes the cut list that has like the measurements on it. So let me go ahead and print. And then I said what, 38? So 38. And then you want to do actual size for the 100%. Let me make sure we got 38. Oh, I didn't need 38, so I'm gonna go to 37. Yep. Okay, so we want to do actual size, and that's the actual size of the bag regularly. So let me show you for this specific pattern, let me show you what that bag looks like. This is the Xaden backpack. It's pretty big. It's a normal sized backpack that you would use for school. It's about 17 or 18 inches tall, and you can fit a lot of things in it. I have a separate video for how big the Xaden backpack is. And this is basically what you would do for any bag pattern. If you wanted to make it smaller or even larger, you could go up to like 110. But for the regular size bag, you would want to do 100% or actual size. So because I want to make it smaller, I want to do like maybe 95%. Oops, 95. Now, because my bag pattern, this bag pattern has many shaped pieces, this would be very easy to do, just to do like a 95%. So what I'm going to do is do print. And you've got this first page, which is the cut list, and then right here is the pattern key. And this box is 1 by 1. So what you want to do is make sure that it's the correct measurement. So it's 1 inch, or actually I printed it at 95%, remember? So this would be less than an inch, but if I printed it at 100%, it would be exactly 1 inch. So you want to make sure that you measure it to make sure you've printed it the correct size if you're doing 100%. And then these boxes here where it has the guides, these also measure 1 inch for 100%. So if you want, you can measure each one just to make sure that each page printed correctly. But usually when the first one is printed correctly, then all the other ones should be also. For reading the pattern, I've got the name of my shop, and then the name of the pattern, and then a letter that coincides with the pattern piece. So when you're reading the instructions, sometimes I'll just be like A, and then that's talking about the front pocket center. Instead of writing out the whole pattern name, I would just say like A. That also makes it easier to read the pattern. So the next one, it's got like the number, or it's got the title of the piece, and then you will see like cut one exterior fabric. So for this piece, once you put it together, you would cut one exterior fabric out of this piece. So to put this together, you will see that there's like a glue tape tab, and over here there's these dashed lines, and that's where the tab will go under. And then these guides show what the piece is supposed to look like when it's complete. So this one here has the left side grayed out. That means that this page has this left side. There are some that are a bit more complex. So for example, this one here, piece B, this is the front pocket, outer, and it's got 4 pieces, but when you put them together, it's one piece, and that would be piece B. So right here, these 2 are grayed out. That means the pieces here are these 2. You have to put them together where the tabs are, and then put them under. So, and it shows you like what they're supposed to look like and how you're supposed to put it together. Forewarning that this specific pattern has a lot of pieces. So what you want to do is, once you've cut them out, you want to glue them together, so that way you have that whole piece already put together. Because if you don't do that and you cut all of your pieces out first, you're gonna get them mixed up, because not every piece has a title telling you what it is. So like for this one, this is the only piece of this whole piece that has anything written on it. So it would be very difficult to try to piece everything together if you've just got a bunch of little pieces, because once you cut them out, this is going to be thrown away and you're not really going to look at it. So to put them together, you're just going to take the glue tape tab and put some glue on there, and then take the other piece that has the dashed lines and just match them up. And then if you want, you can refer back to the guide and make sure that you've got the piece correct, how it's supposed to look like. A lot of patterns are going to be fairly straightforward. This is one of the patterns that I've made that has very distinct pieces. This particular pattern is rated intermediate to advanced, so most people that are making this probably won't need to know like how to put this pattern together and how to read the pattern, because they would already know how, but I'm including it anyways. Just because I feel like my patterns are a little bit different than others, and there's some like extra things that I've added on there. So now you want to do the same thing to all the other pieces. There's a lot of pages to do, so you're just going to do all of these. Here is the size comparison for the 100% Xaden backpack and then the 95%. This piece is the back panel, so this is what you're looking at when you're looking at this back piece here. It's this piece right here. Laying it on top of the bag, it does look smaller, but that's because this back piece has a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So when I compare it with this 95%, it's going to be even smaller. Here's another thing that I'm changing for this 95% bag. Because my kid is a little bit on the petite side, she likes the strap to be not as thick. So what I'm going to do is just cut off about 1/2 inch or less than 1/2 inch from the width of this strap. If you want to do the same thing with yours, here's how I did mine. I just took a ruler and then measured 1/2 inch on the left side, and then I just went all the way down and drew a line, and then I'm leaving this the same width because this part doesn't really matter. What matters is about like this part here where the child's shoulder would be. You can also cut off from this right side. This would be the outer part of the strap, and this is the inner part. I don't think that there would be a real difference whether you did it on the left or right side, but I just did it on this side. So here's what that looks like when you put it on the back of the backpack. It would look like that. If you're going to size down, you want to make sure that you keep the height of the exterior side mesh pocket about the same, because sizing down means that it will get lower and lower on your bag. And this is a regular sized bottle, like for kids. It's about 7 inches from the top to the bottom of this, not including the lid. I have made mine 95%. So this is 100%, so 95% would just be like a little bit lower than this. But when you look at this regular sized bag, this part of the pocket only comes up to here. So sizing this down will make this a little bit lower and this a little bit higher. So it would probably look more like this, and that's okay. What you don't want is to have this pocket like way up here, and it would be in the way of the zipper pull. So it's okay if you keep the size 100% for the mesh pocket and it goes up a little bit. What you don't want also is to have it so is to shrink it down the same amount and have it so low that it won't really fit a bottle.